This is Dan of Vagabond Awake, and today we're lucky to have Jay here on the channel. And Jay lives in a part of the Philippines that we really love, and so we're excited to have him on the channel so he can talk to you about it. Welcome to the channel, Jay.
Thanks for having me on, Dan. I really appreciate it.
So Jay, where are you from? What part of the world are you from?
I am from Atlantic City, New Jersey, and the small beaches there. That's why I live in the area that I live in the Philippines, because there's small beaches. They're different beaches, of course, but I do like the small beaches, being able to skip from one beach to the other and get to know one small section at a time.
So why did you want to leave the U.S.?
Well, I had a prior travel experience in the Philippines 30 plus years ago, but I was self-employed, workaholic, and 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I basically had my small business. I kept it together with my real estate portfolio, but I basically just had enough. I started thinking about moving to the Philippines in the year 2013.
Okay, and so where are you now in the Philippines, and why did you pick that spot?
I live in San Juan, 𝐂𝐎𝐒𝐿, the province of 𝐂𝐎𝐿, and I started in Manila. I lived there for a year because I have relatives there. They invited me to the Philippines. Kind of my first home in the Philippines. I chose the province of 𝐂𝐿 for many, many reasons, mostly because I'm a country boy, but the number one reason is the province of 𝐂𝐿 has never had a level 5 typhoon, and safety was my main concern. Living in the Philippines with typhoons, a lot of the Philippines is vulnerable to a level 5. It's just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I wanted to make sure I could pick a safe location to start, and that's the number one reason I chose the province of.
Have you lived anywhere else in the world outside the U.S., your home country?
Never have lived in any other countries, never have lived abroad. Lived in many states in the U.S., but Philippines is the only place I've lived.
And you've been there in San Juan for about how long?
Well, Manila for 1 year, and now San Juan for 7 years now.
So you're a great resource for information about that part of the Philippines. And we'll talk about that more later. You actually are a resource. You have a YouTube channel and you have a Facebook channel, and we'll get to that also. And if you're in a hurry, whoever you are watching right now, we'll put links below if you want to jump there right now. But let's find out more what Jay has to say about living there. So so you're in the Philippines, and you've been there a long time. So have you ever thought about moving to another country, or are you pretty much happy with where you are?
Never. And the reason being is because my number one plan when I left the USA was to try marriage a second time. And with a Filipina, I found my Filipino wife. My plan, it's been a dream come true. That's what I'm doing here. I'm having a family and living out the rest of my life. That's what the plan was from the beginning. When I had thoughts in the USA of moving to the Philippines, my career was workaholic for 23 years. I pretty much just put my head down and worked. But after 23 years, I thought about having a family again. My first wife, she didn't want to have kids. I just said, if I'm going to commit to it, because it's a commitment, I was going to try it in the Philippines, because the USA has changed so much. It's the only place that, for me, that I could try it. The Philippines is for me.
And I have to tell you, some of the pictures you sent me, you have a beautiful wife and child, and so it sounds like things are right on course for what you had hoped for when you left the U.S. So congratulations. So what's your overall feeling about how you're treated in the Philippines, how the Philippines people receive you?
I think that it's about the same, and maybe Filipinos are a little nicer. And the reason being is because the Philippines in general is very, very Americanized. You spend a lot of time here, you'll probably agree with me. You get deep into the province, you're going to have to give and take a little bit. But Manila is like, I wanted a smooth transition into living into the Philippines, and I recommend people start in Manila because it's so Americanized. You feel like you're in the USA there. You're just not going to be surrounded by Americans, and that's the difference. But very Americanized province, same way. Anywhere where there's been a former U.S. military base, you're going to have very, very, very Americanized feel. Bottom line, it's an easy country for Americans to go to. I suggest taking a vacation first, but there's many Philippines vloggers that come to the Philippines to retire sight unseen. I suggest a vacation first.
Well said, well said. I call that an exploratory visit, and I agree 100% with you. And I also agree that Manila is an easy, or what I call a soft landing for Americans. And so, in fact, did I find San Juan, where you're living. I mean, the way the beach life feels there, and the restaurants and the music, it has a rhythm to me of like a beach life, almost like in the US somewhat. And so it's also a soft landing. Now, Jay, you like a big house, and so we'll get to that in a minute, but for more typical of our retirees, they're just looking for like a little one-bedroom apartment or something. About what would that cost there in San Juan where you live, if, to rent a one-bedroom apartment for a year or something?
One-bedroom apartment monthly, you're looking at 15,000 Philippine pay, approximately $300 per month. That's new units. There is an incredible amount of construction going on here. This area is quickly coming into a suburbia type Manila area, even though it's 3 hours away, and then on a bad traffic day, 5 hours away. But a lot to do with the neighboring Baguio City, and Angeles City as well. Angeles City, Baguio City, they're the surrounding hub. The growth here it's incredible.
So 15,000 pesos is around $300, a little bit less right now because the dollar's so strong. So that's doable for a lot of people. So what do you think utilities, gas, electricity, water would be for for a one-bedroom apartment? What would your guesstimate be?
Traditionally, I don't run the air conditioner until after dinner. If you run your air con all day, you're going to have a little higher bill. But for a 6-bedroom house, I never pay, on average, higher than $40 for electric. And that's everything. I'm running lights, air con. I even use electric stoves for cooking. But basically, 40 per month. I do 30 in the cool season, 60 in the hot season. So you average that out, I'm paying 40,
Okay.
45 at the most.
And you're cooking with electric, so that's included in water. What's that run you a month roughly?
Well, this 6-bedroom house, I have city water, and it's nice because it's rare you get city water in the province. It's almost all well water. And city water, it runs even if the power goes out. We don't get a lot of power outages anymore, but we do get some. So it's nice having water running 24 hours around the clock. And I only pay 1,000 Philippine pesos per month, approximately $20.
And what about internet, Jay?
Internet. I have the fastest internet now, and that's 100 Mbps, approximately $70 per month. That internet has made huge leaps and bounds in 5 years.
What about your smartphone? What does it cost to have do you have prepaid data, and what's that cost per month or whatever?
Prepaid data is approximately $6 per month. My phone, I don't pay a monthly plan on my phone. I buy it outright from Samsung or Apple.
So what do you spend per month on groceries, and how many people are in your family?
Well, I have a family of 3, 2 adults and a child, and then I have a stay-in house cleaner. So that's 4 people total. And we eat as much as we want, but I generally shop at the public markets because it's cheaper. And in my opinion, most of the time it's fresher here in the province. I spend approximately 2,000 Philippine pesos per week. That's about $40 per week. And that's all my vegetables and my meats. I spend an additional 100 per month at the supermarket for specialty items like cheese, shampoos, and things I would call that aren't fresh. It's really not cost effective to go to the supermarket every week. Public market is a better price.
You've been there for a long time. You have a lot of experience now. What's your feeling about safety overall where you are?
I feel very, very safe here in the province of La Union. Almost zero crime rate. I don't have to ever worry about anyone snatching my phone. If I drop a 500 peso bill on the ground, a lot of times Filipinos will pick it up and tell you that you dropped the bill. You understand?
What do you like to do for fun in the Philippines?
I love to sit in my beach chair and look at bikinis on the beach. I love taking my family to the beach and having lunch. I love the simple life in the province. I really do. I don't I don't need anything special. But San Juan is simple beach life for me.
What kind of visa do you have, and how does it work?
I've talked to expats in the past about visas, and they say, "Oh, well, you can't do that." And I say, "Well, not only have I been doing it, but my family's been doing it in Manila since the 70s. But we use agency to handle our visas. I have the 13A marriage visa. I don't have any problem recommending them. Once again, Friendship Tours in Makati, they handle your visa so you don't have to stand in line. That's one reason why I use them. But so,
is there anything you do different, something you've learned that you look back on and go, if I did that again today, I would do it different?
the only thing I would do different, the only thing I would recommend is how to plan your budget. Inflation is something you need to figure in with or without a pandemic. But when it comes to expat monthly budgets and annual budgets, my personal budget, I have a $20,000 budget per year. That's my max. Now, there's been, out of the 8 years that I've lived here, there's been half of those years where I've been able to spend $12,000 in 1 year and have $8,000 left over. But I really enjoy finding my expat monthly budget where it's that good of a deal. And you're going to have to go to the province to do that. But I like being able to have that savings. But there are times where you just can't find that savings, and it's mostly in rent, and you're gonna wind up spending your budget. But my recommendations are to have your max limit, and then try to achieve a buffer zone for yourself while you're living here, and spend spare time looking for those deals so you can get your budget down below your max and have that savings. It's a little bit of work, but I enjoy that work. I enjoy being able to say half the years that I lived here, I had a $20,000 budget, but I only spent 12.
Help my audience understand what it is you do on your channel. So if they're interested in that, they can head over there and check you out. What's your channel about?
Well, my channel name, my channel title is 𝗓𝗔 Living in the Philippines. But I mostly cover the big island of Luzon, and Manila is considered part of the island of Luzon, Baguio City. If you don't like the heat in the Philippines, Baguio City has an incredible amount of expats living there, and it's because it's cool. Angeles City, Manila, the island of Luzon, to me, I mean, if a bomb hit it, you would just be slowing it down with growth. That's how much growth is going on in Luzon. I like to do a lot of videos of bikinis on the beach. It's because I think a lot of the travelers that are coming to the Philippines are men, and they'd like to see some Filipinas in bikinis. We get a lot of Manila girls up here in San Juan, and they like to put their bikinis on and strut their stuff. It's kind of a new thing, really. I mean, even though it's not, they aren't afraid to try a bikini on now and come into the new world, you know what I'm saying? So I like getting it on video and showing it.
We'll put a link here, the name here, so they can search, and we'll put a link direct to the channel below this video so people can go on over and see what you're up to. And so one last question for you, Jay. Are you happy?
I am. I'm very happy. And to be able to finish out the last step of my life with a Filipino wife, I mean, I have to tell you, there's probably a lot of men in this world that wish they had a Filipino wife, and I couldn't be happier. I'm very happy, very, very happy. And
hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.